Hello, I'm Lydia from BC and I'm here with
Ari.
Ari. So you've girls' night out first.
Yes.
Yeah. How's that been for you today?
So my main role for today was to just make sure that folklore ran smoothly. But yeah, I'm part of the organizing team, so it's just been an absolute blast to see it actually come to life. That's been the main thing, yes.
What was your experience as part of the organising team specifically today? Because this is the first girls' night out first, hopefully of more.
It's been requested as well. Like we've been like, oh my god, I can't wait for next year, and I'm like, oh, give us a second. But the main thing was we wanted an excuse to work together. So this is a coalition of 5 promoting companies. So SideQuest, which is me, um, Buzz, which is Amelie and Keres. We have Water Wally, which is Angel, Agenda Collective, that's Jess and Tira, and we have Moonrock, which is Riley. And that was the team that formed everything. We just wanted an excuse to work together because we never got to work together before, and we were like, right, let's make it a whole thing.
What is girls' night out first?
Girls Night Out Fest is the chance to be in a lineup and in a team where you don't have a label put right in front of you that is your gender. So that's why we gathered, women and non-binary people that usually would have the like women-fronted band in front of them, and it's like in this scenario, you're just a band, you're just a promoter, you're just a sound engineer. No one needs to put that label in front of it because everyone has the same one. So just making something that usually would be in the abnormal, make it normal. As is with many other lineups that are all dudes and no one calls them dude bands.
No one ever says boy band lineup.
People don't dare.
No.
They should.
They should. They should challenge that.
Yes.
What were your initial inspirations behind starting this and potentially continuing this?
So the main inspiration locally was Homegrown. So Homegrown, it's got a very similar format to Homegrown as well. Like we wanted to make sure that there was not many clashes. As anyone in the Brighton scene knows, people play for like about 4 or 5 bands as well. So we had to make sure that people were not clashing with their own bands. Um, so Homegrown was the main one for that, but also like a lot of local lineups. My own lineup from last year's SideQuest Fest, which was all women led, and I told no one about the fact that it was all women led, and people found it out on the day. Like something like that, that just kind of inspired, but also just by all of us wanting to work with other women and non binary people and feeling safe and in good hands and wanting to just have a good time.
How would you describe your experience in Brighton within this industry as an individual?
As an individual and industry as a whole, oh, um, there's a lot of sexism behind the scenes, a ton of it, which is one of the reasons why, as promoters, we want to work together too, because we're very used to being the only woman in the room, to being confused by. I can make a whole list of people I've been confused by before people land to the fact that I'm the promoter. Like, are you shadowing the sound engineer? Whose girlfriend are you? Which is personal favorite of mine. Um, or like, people assume that you're doing something with less responsibility, or that you're helping out a man that's doing the big job, or like, oh, are you like, who are you helping out? And it's like, well, I'm helping out other people, but this is my thing. So it's hard in that sense to be taken seriously, and it's hard to find people that believe in you as a worker past the fact of being a young woman in an industry, because people assume that you're on the stage rather than behind it. And that also goes across sound engineers as well. Like, it's a massive thing as well there.
What elements of the industry do you feel locally could be altered, changed, and corrected in order to relieve these issues that are so incredibly prevalent?
Whew, that's a tricky one to answer. I'd say just like it's something that will happen over time, and it's starting to happen already, and I'm hopeful that will keep happening, which is just making sure that the women that are up and coming and that are shadowing people and that are starting their own businesses don't feel the need to quit because they don't belong. I feel like that I kept going because the fact that some people assumed that I wouldn't belong kind of carried me forward, because I was like, no, I'm going to prove you wrong. But we can't expect everyone to have that. We can't expect everyone to say, like, no, I'm going to prove you wrong, because why would we need to be proving people wrong all the time? So I'd say it's just changing the expectation and making sure that we are protecting the up and coming women and that we are empowering them and putting them in places of responsibility, because they are way more capable than they will ever sell themselves for. That's something that I've seen with people that have shadowed me, that they will try to undersell their experience. And then I'm like, you already do this. Why are you still shadowing? Like, you can do this by yourself. So yeah, just empowering.
Absolutely. What do you hope to have achieved this evening for yourself and the lineup that has been so incredible?
Well, thank you for the lineup compliment. We're very proud of it. I'd say for tonight, we everything that we wanted to achieve has been achieved. Like, we've raised over 1,000 quid for Brighton Women's Centre, which is insane. Um, we have an incredible lineup that we're all there to see each other play, which is one of the main things that I always try to have. It's just making sure people are excited to see each other. We've had compliments from sound engineers, from punters that are like, I just felt safe the entire night. It was such a good night. Everyone's so easy to talk to. People that usually would feel quite reserved, they were like, it was just easy because, there wasn't, I didn't feel unsafe. It was, and it was all perfectly organized, which people were kept saying, like, well, yeah, that's what's going to happen when you have 7 women running it. So yeah, but it's the thing, like, no stages ran late. There were no changes of timings, no one doing anything unexpected. Everything ran like a well-oiled machine, and I think that just went to prove how capable the people involved were.
Absolutely. Yeah. The heavy on the no changes in timings and lineups.
Well,
um,
yeah, we did have like a couple of last-minute pulls, but we managed to sort it, because that's everyday promoting. But yeah, no one ran late, no doors were late, no stages were late, no sets were late. That's all you want to hear, basically.
what's been your personal highlight of the evening?
My personal highlight, it has to be Riley from Moonrock. Her parents came down. They brought a chocolate cake, and that's what happens in community festivals. It's like the moment they came up and they're like, "Oh, can I just leave the cake here?" And I was like, "I love you. I love all of you." I'd say there's just been so many times of just people being so excited to play, and seeing artists that I've worked with for so many times, like actors or Pleasant, watching Alice. Like, I've worked with them so many times as an independent promoter, so seeing them again in my lineups again, they were like, come on, round 3, round 4, round whatever. So yeah, I'd say personal highlight though is Riley's parents bringing the cake. That's absolute brilliancy.
What was the chocolate cake like?
Well, I've not had any yet, but I'm of the thought of making sure everyone that wants a slice has a slice before I have one.
Do you feel like that quite reflects the values of this evening holistically?
Yes, I never mean to sound as philosophical as I end up sounding, but yes, I'd say so. But also, just like, I didn't feel like cake at that time. Like, that is also can be the reality of it.
Absolutely. Given the success of this evening, what do you see in the future for Brighton music scene and also Girls Night Out Fest generally?
I mean, I really hope Girls Night Out Fest continues to happen and continues to grow. I think we'd love to catch more of the emerging women promoters, women non-binary promoters that are coming up, and maybe they don't exist just yet. And maybe they've been here and they've been inspired, like I was when I went to Homegrown 2 years ago, and that's what made me become a promoter. So that is a hope that, like, maybe there's teammates we haven't met yet. Maybe there's teammates that today were punters, and that also comes with bands that haven't existed yet, or new bands that will happen, new promoters that will come up. And I think that's the excitement part of it, is that this can always be a safe space for women in all stages of the music scene.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.